Soldier flies are often metallic with colorful heads and a flat, rounded abdomen. Some hover like wasp or syrphid flies. That's a nice pair of hooks. Bee flies look more like horseflies than bees, but they do sound like bees. While the larvae are predators and parasitoids, the adults feed on flowers. Distinctions include a stout body with fine hairs, patterned wings, and an open anal sac. They have very rounded heads. Their tongue can be quite long for getting to the nectar. These docile flies of some 16 species in Costa Rica are often found sunning themselves along forest trails or streams. Robber flies don't hassle people, but they are a deadly nuisance to other flying insects, a veritable terminator. With this long stiletto, they fly out from a perch to grab a victim, which is consequently stuck and sucked. The Mydas flies are worth their weight. The king would be proud. Undoubtedly, their name comes from their wing color. They have a distinctive four-segmented antennae with swollen tips, a non-piercing proboscis, and the wing venation is unique. These are some of the world's largest flies, with 3 species occurring in Costa Rica. Small and active dance flies are aerial predators, feeding on other flies and smaller insects. They have hairy, unshaven legs and don't use deodorant either. Males present food gifts to females as part of the courtship. The true Goliaths of fly world are the timber flies. These Jurassic-looking beasts can reach 2 inches and would be great stuff for nightmares, except they can't bite. A common fly of great beauty is the long-legged fly. They are often seen basking on leaf light gaps within the forest. Humpback flies are common, but hardly noticed due to their small size. One can see them frantically flying above trails of ants or ant nests as they attempt to parasitize the ants. Phorids are small, brown or black, their wing venation is fairly simple, and they have 3 ocelli and a 3-segmented antennae. Probably the coolest flies are the Syrphid or hover flies. They're the hummingbirds of the fly world. This syrphid fly mimics bottle flies, a family of flies that inhabit outhouses and other unsavory haunts, thus making them good models to mimic. An easy way to distinguish the syrphid flies is to see if this last vein doesn't reach the wings. Ears reveal them as imposters, like this nervous hand movement. Stilt-legged flies are medium-sized flies that often have a white band around the front leg. They are often seen sitting on leaves or feeding on dung and rotting fruit. A fruit juice chaser is quite refreshing after chowing down on dung. The larva of the cactus fly feeds on rotting plant matter, such as cactus. Cactus flies have forward-pointing antennae that give them a characteristic look. Thick-headed flies are slender flies with such a long tongue that is often bent in two. This super straw is for sucking up sweet goodness from flowers. This stylogaster is searching for a roach that is fleeing the onslaught of army ants. These flies are parasitoids of bees, wasps, and cockroaches. And as the ants go marching on one by one, the flies are having a little one-on-one. Some thick-headed flies mimic wasps. The wing venation is useful for telling them apart. The picture-winged fly is a family of tropical flies that have shiny bodies and hang out in moist places. A super place to find all kinds of flies is your local cow pie. You should be able to find some small shiny ones with rounded butts dancing around doing the manure two-step. These are the black scavenger flies. Without them, the world would be a pretty crappy place. Small dung flies are some of the most abundant flies around. In fact, when you use the expression, like flies on horse shit, this is probably that fly. They can be found feeding on decaying organic material, fungi, algae, and of course, poo-poo. Most of the small dung flies couldn't stretch to a 1/16 of an inch to save their life. With sufficient magnification, it's easy to distinguish the family because the first segment of the tarsi of the hind leg is swollen and shorter than the second one. These strange markings are not the sure sign of alien presence on Earth, but rather the feeding tracks of the larva of a leaf miner fly. They look similar to the flies of the last family.
And speaking of plants, one can find Periscelid flies inside rolled-up heliconia leaves. They move sideways and appear to do a little country swing every once in a while. Periscelid flies have banded patterns of light and dark on their legs and a wide and forward-pointing head.
Costa Ricans just love to eat unripe guavas.
Qué rica guayaba. Qué delicia.
Oh, nice. Guava.
On the other hand, gringos like them soft and ripe.